those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all Nerds International. With the hyphen. Nerds International proudly presents
Welcome to Veiled Fury Entertainment. I'm your host, Manu of S, and I'm joined today by none other than the two guys who are absolutely super famous. They have their own podcast. They are the TableTopTwats. Say hello, Nikk and Harrison.
Hello, Nikk and Harrison.
Hi.
Yay.
No, don't.
Yay us.
Yay us.
We made it.
Yeah, we made the intro without stumbling over our own tongues. Tonight we are going to have an actual play, and we are going to play an adventure from the Saga of the Goblin Horde, something that Richard Woolcock put together especially for this group setup. I'm going to be releasing a link to the adventure in the chat. So if you're watching this live, then you're going to get an early access to the adventure. If not, you're going to find the link to the adventure in the show notes below. And now all I need to do is find the bloody link. There it is.
It doesn't exist. If you want to find it, you've got to search deep. So we threw it into the ocean in a bottle.
Yeah, there we go. So, link is in chat.
Or there. It's there as well.
Yep, it is there.
Lovely.
Nice.
I can confirm it's there.
So, as I said, Richard Woolcock just put this adventure together, especially for those two guys. They have their own archives, which won't be released, I believe, but you can just play this with any of the goblins that are in the archetypes. And if I'm wrong and he wants to release the archetypes, then he's probably going to do so on his blog. You should check that out on savage-stuff.blogspot.com. This show is part of the Nerds International Network, and for our plug of the day, Jamie actually has a new series of games going on. He's playing the Pathfinder Adventure Path module collaboration quest thingy, Rise of the Rune Lords. So check out his channel, link as always in the show notes. Now, getting to the game at hand. Right. So, at this point, you all should be very familiar with the Saga of the Goblin Horde, because it's an amazing setting, and if you don't know about it yet, you should absolutely check it out. It is awesome. Basically, you are playing goblins.
It's award-winning, isn't it? It's because it's won an award.
Yeah, it has won an award. Yeah, it's
Best
it's
Damn Goblin Game 2017. On
the Best
which
Damn
show?
Goblin going on our show, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So it's an award-winning setting.
Award-winning.
And just remind me, Nick, how much does it cost?
It costs absolutely zero.
What?
Indeed. Free for all.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You should get it before Richard catches up to that and changes his mind and makes it something atrocious like pay what you want.
Oh God, yeah.
So you actually feel obliged to give him money for all the hard work he's putting into the community.
Everyone should give Richard money.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of effort in.
He should get $1 internet dollar for every goblin eaten in one of the Saga of the Goblin Horde games.
Perfect.
Right, so getting to the game. Chief Big Nose has summoned you to his tent. So you head on over in one of the larger Red Fang tribe camps. and you're wondering what sort of stupid job he's got for you this time. But when you arrive, you see that a couple of dozen other gang bosses are hanging around, and it looks like the chief has summoned every available unassigned boss, which means it must be something really big. There's no way he'd need so many bosses if he just wanted somebody to polish his favorite codpiece again. So looking around, you see many other people you know and loathe. There's Chunky Roundface staring daggers at one of his hated rivals, Lexi Mindtwister. Krusty Snaggletooth is sitting there on a large rock, chewing on a kind of smaller rock. Squiggle Mushroomhead is having a very heated argument with himself about a goblin maiden. Sissy Hotlips is sitting on the ground praying to the sleeping god. Mason Crispyface is rummaging through one of his large nostrils with a pudgy finger. Big Brack is arm wrestling with Ref Hamfist, and Izzy Toecutter is counting the toes in her collection while one of her gang members is holding his bleeding foot. Even Cronin Half-Blood is there, that disgusting half-human. He's sitting a bit away from the group, but nevertheless he has been invited. Of course, you two know each other already, having grown up together on High Tree Ridge, but maybe for the benefit of the audience, you may want to introduce yourself.
Well, yes, my goblin is Hammy Groingazer, and yeah, he's a very unfortunate goblin who, he's got the hindrance of having a funny voice. Now, considering that a lot of goblins already have funny voices, by goblin standards, what I took this to mean was that a gypsy has cursed him to have the voice of a very posh-sounding human, and a lot of the other goblins like to mock him for this. He's also a compulsive cannibal, and he always stares at his groin when talking to people. Yes. And he wears a maid's outfit, but this is because he stole it off of a human that he once killed and ate.
Yep. And my character is Nicklam Hammerface. I'm the brother of Hammy, and a bit of a brute. Once killed a load of adventurers and bathed in their... It was an absolute bloodbath, literally. Bathed in their blood afterwards. We filled a bath up. So and also, yeah, I'm the same. I wear a helmet from a human that I got off an adventurer, and also some armor, and I have a hammer and a sword, and the sword's called Lamb Slice.
Oh yeah. And you've got an interesting quirk about your character though, right?
Oh yeah, so I'm a compulsive cannibal as well, and my quirk is that I like to smash myself in the face with my own hammer. So
I should mention also, I forgot to mention about my character that I'm the Goblin Master Baiter, and I'm the Master of Animal Baiting.
Oh yeah.
I know it sounds funny, but it's not. It's not a game. Take it seriously, all right? Okay, grow up. Because if you think it that, then you're the problem, all right?
Hey, we have Gary in chat. Hi, Gary.
Gary.
It's Big Gaz.
The big Jeep.
Alright.
So, eventually Chief Big Nose swaggers out of his tent. He gestures with one hand and yells, "Sit!" and then starts sitting down. One of his toadies leaps onto all fours behind him just in time for the chief to sit on his minion's back. The guy goes like... while Chief Big Nose wiggles his fat ass around a bit to get comfortable. Then he just thrusts his one arm out to one side and yells, "Wine!" And one of his other flunkies hands him a cup made out of a human skull and starts to pour wine in it. So, of course, the wine goes gushing out of the hollow eye sockets of the human skull. And Chief Big Nose is just gulping down the wine as fast as he can before it all pours out of his makeshift mug. He just frowns at the empty cup and then turns toward you.
I'm going to lay underneath it to try and catch this spillage. And I'm going to go, "No use letting it go to waste, eh? Chippity chop!" And I lay underneath. Glug glug.
Yep, you catch actually quite a bit of it that spills over, and he just frowns at you and he just kicks you in the chest, kicks you away. Oi! That's my wine you're drinking. Get your own.
It was going on the floor.
I planned for it to do that.
All right. I back away and I'm like, well, I don't know what his problem is. Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the mud pile.
You can hear the goblins around you just snicker as you talk. They're like,
shut up!
Except for your own gang members, they know what happens to them if they laugh at your accent.
Exactly.
So they're just sitting there and they're just biting their fingers not to laugh. All right, you slobs, listen up. Recruitment has been slacking lately and we need more gangs. The Bone Diggers keep sending raids across Serpentbrook and we've got town humans poking around on High Tree Ridge to the east. And now there are reports of the forest humans scouting our borders to the south. And on a more personal note, I need some more severed heads for my collection. There's a delegation from the Stonefist tribe coming to visit in a few weeks, and I've heard that Chief Rockhead has an entire room filled with trophies taken from his enemies. So, I've decided to hold a double headhunting contest. Your first objective is to headhunt some new recruits for the tribe, and your second objective is to headhunt some interesting new heads to decorate my tent. He just has another look at the skull cap in his hand, and then just tries to crush it in one hand, but it's a little bit too sturdy for his pudgy hands, and he just throws it at one of his flunkies and it shatters on impact when it collides with the guy's head. Bonus points for anyone who can bring me a head without eyes. So you may want to split into crews or whatever you guys do when I send you out. If you can find another boss who won't stab you in the back, that is. Yeah. Yeah. What are you standing around for? Just go. And he gets up and swaggers back into his tent.
It's for the chief, eh?
So you can see the other bosses split up into groups and team up immediately, and just none of them is even gazing in your direction because none of them can stand you. But that's quite alright with you two guys because you hate them anyways.
I'm just going to quickly try and distract all of them and tell them, I'm going to be like, I heard there was plenty of fine pickings over there. And I point to a corner of the tent. Don't worry, Nick Lamb. This one will get them. The old point over there trick.
Make a smarts roll.
Okie dokie. I've got a D6. This is gonna go well. Hey, I got a 5.
Nice. So actually, some of the gang members of some of the bosses start scrambling in the direction you pointed, and so the gang bosses have to get them in line. So one of them was one of Mason Crispy Face's gang, and he's like, "You stupid git!" and he just fires a fireball and fries the guy, and he's just flailing around, burning like ah! And he's running into another tent, and the tent starts to catch fire because it was decorated with some furs from some kind of bear-like creature, and the other guys are just trying to get away as fast as possible so they're not associated with that idiot.
Right, come on, let's go, Hammerface.
So so growing up on High Tree Ridge, the two of you have heard whispered tales of some giant worms that live under the mountains. So the two of you think to yourself, yeah, well, we can probably just bypass the whole collect some new gang members bullshit and go straight for the biggest skull we can find and bring that back. Because this seems to be the perfect time to catch one of those worms. The chief is surely going to be impressed if you could bring him the head of a giant worm, because those worms are said to have no eyes. They're just a big giant worm with a big giant mouth, but no eyes.
You remember that time when we saw that gigantic worm thing? I'm thinking maybe maybe we could kill one. Well, I could kill one of those easily because obviously I'm. Well, you could be there for sort of moral support and the good looks, but me, I could kill one with the mere thought. You know?
Yeah. Of course you could, sweetie.
No, that's derogatory. You know?
Oh, Hammy, lighten up. Come here, little brother.
No, get off me. No, get off. I'm tough. I'm a tough goblin.
Look, calm yourself down and have a little listen. Have a little listen to me. So, you reckon go get Wormhead, Biggie's head going, Chief gets head, everybody's happy.
Then we'll be celebrities forever. Everyone will have to kiss our feet.
Celebrity. I like it.
People will give us gold, food, riches, bitches.
Riches and bitches.
There'll be no more laughing at my voice. I'll say, laugh at my voice, will you, crispy face? Take that, you little bitch.
No more of this. Here come the treetop twits. Look at these two. Always mocking us, laughing at me. Ooman helmet.
Now who's getting spit in the face?
Wormhead's going to make us massive. My little brother.
Exactly. And not just in the downstairs area.
You're good.
Right.
I've got to rub his hair.
Well, that settles it then. Onward.
Let's go get a worm.
So you set out in the general direction. So you both recall hearing of a band of hairborn raiders living near the borderlands who've occasionally been seen actually riding those giant worms. And because that's the area where you originally hailed from, so you have a rough idea where those hairborn raiders live. So all you need to do is track them down and then politely ask them how to attract the worms.
Fair enough then. Okay, we're going to head in that direction then. I am going to. Well, Hammy is going to skip, and the reason that he gives for doing so is that I say this is. I know it looks a little bit fruity, but it's because you're less likely to be attacked by snakes if you walk like this. You would do well to walk like this too.
Whatever you say, Hammy.
I'm just going to swing my swords and axe round, like, as I walk down. I'm just...
Yeah, that works too.
Look, I'm a deadly windmill.
So Hammy's gang members are keeping the distance because while they are your gang members, they just don't want to be too closely associated with you, if at all possible. And Nicklam's gang members are keeping the distance just to keep out of reach of your weapons.
I order mine to skip as well.
They're like
in a line and single file behind me.
They're like, yes, boss, we can do that.
I didn't say talk.
Sing. No, sing.
Yeah, more singing.
La 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 la.
So, yeah, they just look at each other confused, and then Nicklam starts to just sing la la la, and they're just all tuning in like la 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 la.
Less tuneful. Better.
So both
more angry.
Both of you have command over 4 gang members who are following you.
Nice.
So you know the way back to where these hairborn hunters are usually located, and takes about 3 days to reach their territory on foot. But since it's downriver from where you are, you can just take one of the rafts that are usually around here somewhere, and just raft down the river and be there in like a day.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll hop on the raft then.
Raft that shit.
I'm not doing any rowing though. That's all up to my gang members. I'm
you
gonna
don't
sit
really
on the seat. Use one as like a headrest. Get one to row.
Yeah, you don't really need to do much rowing. You just need to let the raft go, get taken downstream by the river, and all your gang members have to do is just keep the raft clear of the river banks. So it's actually an easy day of traveling downriver, and you soon reach the outskirts of High Tree Ridge. And once you land there, it's just a matter of tracking down those airborne hunters. So I need you guys, one of you, to make a tracking roll to actually find them.
Who's good at? I got tracking. I do a bit of tracking.
Hammy, get tracking.
Well, it's always a good thing in these kind of situations to smell for poop.
Use your whimsical ways.
I just go, and I got, yes, we're talking explosion. I got an 8.
Whoa.
Nice.
Something smells shitty.
That high.
And I'm not talking about your minions.
Hey, is it me?
Not quite.
Humans.
Could be humans.
Could be airborne.
Could be airborne.
Hang on a second. Okay, so you actually find a big pile of rabbit-like poop. So there must be some of them in the area, and you start tracking, and your band of goblin flunkies just follows you, and Niklam and his gang are just following your lead on this, and they've actually settled down for the evening on a nice clearing, so you have the upper hand on actually getting the upper hand on them.
Oh, sweet. So what, are they like around a campfire?
Yeah, something like that. Just roasting some nice vegetables.
Lovely.
Which are not nice for you. To you, it's just disgusting. It's basically your food.
I was just going to say that.
It's basically your food sitting around a fire, roasting disgusting plants. So it should be kind of easy for you to overcome them. So I'll have both of you make a fighting roll +2. Because of your excellent work on tracking them, they have no idea you're here.
Nice.
Let's give it some.
That's 7 over here.
Yeah. Got a crit fail there, mate.
Would you like to Benny that?
Nah.
Go with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna sort of like hold my spear by the wrong end. Right. I'm sure I remember how to do this. Tally ho!
Oh, Hammy, no.
Whee!
Yeah, so Hammy charges the clearing with his spear held with the wrong side, and is screaming "Tally-ho!" And all the airborne are just they're looking up like, "What the bloody hell? Oh crap, goblins!" And that's actually a good thing, because you just charged, but your gang members they're just kept back in the bushes, and they're just waiting for what happens to you.
I turn around and go, I'm going to yell at them, and I go, "What are you doing, you complete fucks?" Yeah, so you turn around, and then you hear them hopping and hopping and hopping, and the airborne hopping and hopping and hopping closer, and before you can turn around again, they're just on you, and they're stomping you with their feet. And they're really giving you a beating, and you suffer... You actually suffer a wound from the beating they give you. On the plus side, that's just the perfect distraction. Thank you. Words are hard tonight. That's the perfect distraction for a distraction. Distraction. God bloody damn it. Perfect distraction.
Distraction for everyone else to wreak utter destruction on them. See what I did there? So everybody else, so Hammy's gang and Niklam and his gang can just pile in on them. So basically,
Hammer time.
yeah. So basically, Hammy is at the bottom, and then there's a pile of Hairborn, and then there's an even bigger pile of goblins who just swarm them and start hitting them and poking them and stabbing them.
Nice.
So yeah, the battle is short but brutal. And
I get up and
You're
dust
right
myself.
down there.
yeah,
I'll pick him up.
I dust myself up and I'm like, yeah, I really swayed the tide of that one, didn't I? Oh man, you wouldn't have won if it weren't for me there.
Hold on a minute, little brother. You had your spear back to front, you silly thing.
Well, but would I have created such an amazing distraction if not for my spear being back to front? I
Fair
made them
point.
think they had the upper hand.
And now we've got dinner.
Exactly. Dig in.
Bloody starving.
so
I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna eat in front of my minions. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, you'd like some of this, would you? Well, maybe you should have thought about that when I was getting beaten up." I'm gonna try and do that while I'm in earshot of. I'm out of earshot of Nick because I don't want him to know that I'm actually upset and hurt.
I'm gonna feed my minions a bit. I'm gonna be like, "Here, have a finger," and I'll sling them a finger.
So most of the Hairborn are actually dead, but some of them, including their leader, are just really, really beaten up, and they are still alive, so you can interrogate them.
We'll leave one alive, but we'll eat the rest. We're gonna kill
we'll
kill and eat all of them.
We'll
except
leave
for
the
one.
chief alive, so he can watch his own gang be eaten.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll have a little chat with him after. And we won't need to talk to him then, I don't think.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll just say to him
I'm like, is this your mate?
we'll talk to you in a minute. We're very busy at the moment. If you weren't so delicious, this wouldn't be so horrific for you. So it's your fault, if anything.
But you must keep your guys in good check because they're very good meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Good exercise regimen.
Nice one,
Very-
Chief.
Very lean.
Yeah, he's just, yeah. The Hairborn is just he's basically he's a 1.5 meters big rabbit
Yeah.
who usually wields a spear or a sword, and he has some leather armor on, and two of your gang members just hold him down. He's beaten to a bloody pulp, and so, but they try to hold him down as best as they can, and then they get two more who just hold on to his feet so he can't kick with them as he's just thrashing around and going, "No, you goblin monsters! My men, what are you doing to... No, don't eat that! He's still alive! He's still well, he is not anymore, I guess. What do you want?"
As he's screaming.
I shout to my minions, "Don't bite him yet. I'm getting a prime piece."
And one of your gang members who has one of his hands in his mouth, like, "Okay, was
I tell you what,
just
actually,
making sure he's fresh."
listen to me, Rabbit Man. We're after something very, very special indeed, and it's taking everything in my person not to bite you. But sorry, I forgot to eat the anus, and then I eat a bit of anus, and I'm like, delicious. Anyway, you listen here. The only reason we had to kill all of your men and eat them is because you're delicious. A, but B, because we are after something called a big worm. Now, how do we bait one of these out? I should know this, being the master baiter, but I'm more used to small things like you guys, which I just did, and that's why you're all dead. Proof.
It's got a point.
What? The worms? What? But why do you want the worms? They're just...
I believe I asked the questions. Right, continue biting, minions.
Ow. All right. The worms. Yes, the worms. The big worms. What do you want to know?
Okay, stop the biting. Okay, we need to lure one out. And if you don't believe us, this is the kind of nutter that we are. Show them, Nick. Nick Lamb.
I'll smash myself in the face with my own hammer. And then go right in his face.
Yeah, you go boom, and your nose starts bleeding, a little bit of blood trickling down your face, and the airborne's eyes just go bigger and bigger. It's like, as he realizes, okay, those are not just crazy goblins; they're absolutely mental crazy goblins. So make an intimidation check, please.
Oh yeah, we ain't the treetop twits for nothing.
Oh, here we go.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. That's 14, mate.
Wow. Yeah, so he's just like, all right, yeah, I talk. Ow. Hey, he said no biting. And one of your flunkies looks up. Sorry, boss. He twitched.
You can eat the rabbit dropping.
And then he spills his guts. Basically, he has a special rhythm that he thumps with his foot. And once he's convinced you that he's actually telling the truth, and one of your goblin flunkies lets go of one of his foot, he's teaching you the rhythm you need to tap to actually attract the worm.
Damn, this is going to be very hard indeed, because we're going to need to cut off his foot and keep it and not eat it, right? Well, I don't have a sword, so you're going to have to cut off his foot, Nicklum.
Wait a minute. Bucky O'Hare over there might have just bought himself his life. Why don't we grab him, make him do it, pull the worm out?
Well, we could just take his foot and tap the rhythm ourselves.
But I ain't musically gifted, you know that.
Well,
yeah. What he says, I can do this I can do that for you. Yeah, I thump for you.
No
That's
one's
no
talking
problem.
to you.
shut up!
Shutting up.
You're here for the music, not for the talking.
Who rattled your cage?
Idiot. Okay, fine. We'll keep you alive, but on one condition.
All right.
You absolutely must never talk ever once. Is that understood?
I'm going to lean over to my brother and go,
We'll eat him later.
Definitely.
cool. All right, so I'm like,
Take me to where the wormhole is.
oh no, should we crack on?
Is it a hole? Is it a hole?
Assuming worms come out of holes.
You actually
It's the
don't
rabbit.
know, but the rabbit
Point in the direction we need to go.
Yeah, with the one free foot he has at the moment, he's pointing in one direction.
I'm going to look at some vines and tie him up, and then ask my minions to carry him.
Nice.
So they just lift him up and lift him onto their shoulders, and he's pointing with his foot to where you need to go.
I'm going to tell my minions to round up any leftovers, and I'll go,
Trail snack, come on, you lot.
Like the bones and stuff.
or if there's any, well, is there any meat left? Have we devoured them all?
Anuses.
Oh, there were, there were.
Actually, are there any skulls?
That's the best bit.
Oh yeah, that's a point.
There
I
weren't
guess
that
bonus
many to
points.
begin with, so you had a good evening feast for you and all of your gang members. So you're all nice and fed. And yeah, they have skulls.
How many
Wait.
skulls we got? We need to really count this up. How many skulls we talking, Manuel?
5.
Bag up them skulls.
Yeah, 5 skulls. Right, I'm noting this down. We got 5
Put it in-
skulls.
Put it in my book. 5 skulls, feeling good.
5 skulls, feeling good. That's the name of the song we're going to sing as we move on to the next area.
5 skulls and feeling good.
La 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 la.
I'll bang myself in the face with my hammer for the bass.
5 skulls and feeling good.
Right.
So that's 1 Benny to each of you for
Hey.
playing your respective hindrances very well. So, he leads you by pointing his foot to a more rocky part of the area, and he's just it's a little confusing because at one point he beckons you to stop, and it's a it's a larger clearing with a very rocky ground, and he's pointing to you two and then to a tree, and then he seems like he's trying to point to himself and to the ground.
I think he wants us to bury him.
Righto. Stop digging.
Well, you're the boss.
he just taps his foot on the face of one of your gang members and shakes his head. With a rather panic-stricken look on his face.
Stop digging.
Okay, so one of us needs to go up the tree, and then he needs to be on the ground.
He nods.
Let's see.
Are you any good at climbing, Nicklum?
I'm alright.
I'm pretty shit. I'm more of your sort of lookout kind of guy. I'll stay down here and inspect the floor.
Righto. I'm going to live up to my name. I'm going to start climbing. Right. Roll climbing.
No, you can just climb a tree. You have all the time in the world to do that.
Right, I'm in the tree now. What?
But he just he tries to beckon you to drop him.
Hammy, let him talk. Fuck's sake.
I can't. It goes against everything I've ever believed since a minute ago.
Oh God. All right.
Okay. Minions, drop him and do it in a way that hurts him.
Yeah, so they just lift him up a few more as long as their arms can reach, and then they just slam him into the rocky ground. He's like,
hurrah!
All rabbit.
Okay. Now what?
He tries to motion to one of the pockets of his clothing.
Okay, I reach in and I do this.
You prick your finger on a hook that's in there.
Okay, I'll punch him in the face. Oh, that was a dirty trick. You're a dirty person. Okay, permission to speak.
There's a grappling hook.
In an hour. Why didn't you let me finish? Okay,
you gotta die.
I'm gonna carefully take the implement out of his pocket.
It's a grappling hook with a length of rope attached to it.
Oh my god! This puzzle is getting too much. Okay, I'm gonna give him permission to speak.
All right. So when I call the worm and he surfaces, then you just have to swing the hook and you have to get it into his mouth. So that way you can keep his mouth open. And then you try to get on his back, and that's how we do it. How we ride around on the worms.
We don't want to ride it. We want its head.
I shout out from the tree.
Well, then you can use that to get on his head and keep him above ground.
And then kill it and stab it while we're up there.
Well, it has really, really, really hard skin. I don't think weapons can get through. But
tell me, do they like rabbit meat?
No. We all if one of us falls in, they always get spat out again.
Okay, I give you permission to die. I order my minions to kill him.
Wait, what? And your minions just pile in on him, and they don't even bother with their swords. They just start to bite him and tear chunks of flesh out of his body with their bare teeth.
I said don't bite him.
Oh, I've made a mistake. He was supposed to do the rhythm. Hopefully I can remember it.
Right, fake.
Okay, I'm gonna snap his leg off. I'm gonna and then I'm gonna eat the rest of him.
I'm gonna get out of the tree and be like,
"What the heck's going on here?"
And your gang members just look up from the body with guilty-looking faces, all bloody, with meat hanging down from their mouth. Sorry, bar.
You better have left me the gonads, otherwise someone's gonna get eaten themselves.
My mouth is completely full, and I'm like, I'm not sure who ate them. I don't know who it was. Was it? I think it was him.
I'm gonna grab. I'll be like, Amy, and I'm gonna grab his cheeks like that.
No,
See if
no.
anything-
I point at one of Nick Lamb's gang members and say, "It was him."
You guys
I'll
like,
spin round to the gang member and go, "Is that true?"
Yes.
no. See here. That's just loin, and nothing else.
I look
Yeah,
back
man
at Amy
loin.
and go, Amy, just one. I just want one.
Okay, I'll spit it out.
I'll grab it and put it in my mouth. Delicious. See, that wasn't so hard, you greedy little guts. Bloody hell.
Well, anyway, I think it's time.
I'm gonna climb back up the tree.
Anyway, I've got the foot, and I'm going to try and tap out the rhythm. Should I roll smarts to see if I can remember it?
No, it wasn't that hard.
Okay, cool. Da 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 da. Worm guy.
I don't know what I'm doing in the tree. We didn't get that far.
Oh yeah, just stay in the tree.
I will.
It seems important.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump on this fool.
And I'm going to hold the grappling hook at the ready, like this.
Nice.
All right. So you stomp the rhythm with the cut off hair foot, and the rhythm is like. And you just keep going over that rhythm again and again and again, and the ground starts to rumble and to shake, and then a small hill starts to form, and the hill gets bigger and bigger as more earth gets pushed out of the way, and then it bursts open, and this giant worm, who's big enough to pretty much swallow your whole gang with one swoop if it probably wants to, bursts out of the ground.
Shit. Okay,
So
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use the grappling hook then.
Yep. So you just twirl the grappling hook and you throw it into his mouth as it bursts out of the ground and goes, "Rah!" And you throw the grappling hook and it catches into his mouth immediately. The mouth is way too big to miss. And then you're just like, all right, that went rather well. I wonder what's happening now. As you get pushed off, as you just get pushed off your feet, you're holding on to the line, to the rope. And the worm's just charging on through the woods.
There's
And
no way I'm losing my minions. I want them to grab my ankles so that we're all in a big line.
yeah, so they one grabs onto your ankles and one grabs onto his ankles, and they're forming a big line. And Niklam, you just barely have enough time to jump on the back of the worm, and you kind of slide off the scales, but you get to grab the rope as well. So now you're dangling down from the side of this worm as it charges headlong through the woods. Now we are going to handle this one as a dramatic task.
Sweet.
And because of some of the great tips that the Hairborn Hunter, whose name you never learned, gave you, it's actually going to be a dramatic task done with no penalty. So the first round is going to be a strength roll as you're trying to hold on to the rope or to each other for dear life.
Okie doke, let's do this. Strength roll time. Bongo.
I got a 4.
Yeah. Can I use a Benny, please, Mr. Veiled Fury?
Yep.
Mr. Val Fury himself.
That's more like it. Double. So I got a 16.
Nice.
Oh,
so you both managed to hold on, and you actually managed to grab your gang members and pull them up so that every one of you is now holding on to the rope.
Alley-oop.
Now you just need to get a bit closer to the mouth of the worm. So I need everyone to roll climbing.
Oh dear.
Sweet, okay.
This is one of my friends. Ah, sweet. Seben.
Which would
I
be
got
7.
5. Yeah. I got a thump.
Nice. So you also make that, so you traverse up the rope. but the worm is reaching the deeper parts of the forest, and he's just crashing through trees, and there's branches snapping off of his body. So I need all of you to make notice rolls -2.
Okay.
As you have to watch out for the
I'd like to use a Benny, please.
for the branches. Benny.
I'm on Veiled Fury die.
5.
More like it.
So we're like crashing through the forest. There's branches coming at us. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, this is fun. So yeah, I got 5.
All right.
That's a 13 over here.
All right.
Sexy.
So
It's a sexy number.
you also make that, and you try. You can just roll around the side of the worm dangling from the rope, but you try to. You manage to avoid most of the bigger branches that would really hurt. Some of the smaller ones just catch you in the face or the body. But
Oh, shit. Whoa.
I dug down and go, I want to go home now.
so
Nicklem.
I'm like, pack it in.
yeah.
Shut it.
Then you need to keep climbing. There seems to be only one way to get to where you will be able to harm this worm, and that's farther up the head. So you need to keep climbing the rope. So I need to make you once again make climbing checks, please.
7.
Arced. 8.
All right, so you keep climbing. You avoid most of the rocks as the worm turns and the rope gets closer to the ground. And then it turns again, and you're up in the air again in the trees, and you manage to avoid both rocks and branches. And now you're standing near at the top of the worm, near the entrance to the mouth. And yeah, there really seems to be only one logical way to go forward at this point, because the worm on the outside is just armored way too heavily to injure.
Oh shit. We're going in, mate.
Well, Nicklem,
Enter the worm.
if we really want to go back to the camp and change our lives, there really is only one way.
Inside the worm.
Oh, bugger.
And
Come on.
your gang members are just hanging on for dear life, and they're like, right, inside the worm, Wait, what?
Would you shut up? We've got more important things to be thinking about.
So I need you both I need both of you to make a vigor roll.
Oh shit.
Well, first of all, I want to send one of my minions in to see what happens to him.
I've got to throw him up.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck one in.
Okay, you grab one of your flunkies and you just chuck him over the edge and into the mouth. Make an agility roll for him with a d6.
Okie dokie. Yeah, 11.
Wow. Right, so yeah,
This is an agile.
Yeah, he actually manages to not get impaled on one of the teeth of the worm and just bounces off of you. He's like, ow, 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 and then you hear just this wet as he vanishes down the throat of the worm.
That went well.
Seems legit. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to give a vigor roll then.
Yeah.
Vigor, yeah.
4.
Where's my vigor at? There we go. Yeah, 4 over here as well.
All right, so you manage to climb up to the side of the worm to get yourself into a position to jump. And since you made it without actually losing anyone or getting injured, you both get a Benny for that. And now I need you both to make an agility roll at -2 to actually make the jump into the worm.
Got it.
3.
8.
Right, so Hammy gets caught up on some of the teeth as you jump, because the worm twists a bit and just tries to close his mouth a little bit, and he gets scraped by its teeth, and you suffer. Whoa! Whoa!
I say whoa.
13. You suffer 14 points of damage from the teeth as you go in.
Okay.
Would you like to
that's
try
good.
and soak that?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
So
Yeah, why not?
what's your toughness?
5, mate.
5. All right, so that's 9. So that would be 2 wounds. So you spend a penny and you give me a vigor roll -1.
Yes, vigor roll -1. Let's do that. Shit. I got 2.
Okay, so you can since you there's a setting rule in Saga of the Goblin Horde where you can spend a penny and just sacrifice one of your goblin flunkies to take the damage for
That
you.
is, in fact, what I would do. So, as I was falling, one of my minions was falling next to me, but I sort of like maneuvered him under me and used him as a surfboard. And then, as the tooth came near me, I just sort of like jumped off him, impaling him, and then just hopped onto the worm's tongue and went, alley-oop!
So just
Well, hello.
like in Super Mario Brothers when you use Yoshi to jump over those really big gaps and just
Exactly.
Yeah. you just grab your goblin flunky and you jump in and he's like, all right boss, that's okay, we can make it, and you just push him away onto the onto the tooth and he's like, why?
Oh.
Listen, I'll make sure some gold goes to your family.
And
I won't.
With this sickening wet sound, you impact on the throat of the worm, and it just swallows you whole, and you get pushed down its throat. So now would probably be a good time to start hacking.
Yeah.
Oh, is this Shadowrun again?
No, the other kind of hacking, the kind of hacking that actually involves blood.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a fighting roll, yeah?
Yeah, so you guys make fighting rolls, and for each success and raise you earn tokens, and you need a specific. You need 10 tokens to cut off the head of the worm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, cool. Well, in that case, yeah, I just go for a stab with my spear. I probably should use the chopper for this one, but it's sort of my favourite weapon. I really like it, so yeah, that's what I'm going for. I sort of go for a stab. I'm trying to do like a cutting stab, just to, like stab so many times it's a cut.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I only got a 6.
So yeah, so you won't be making damage rolls here. It's just about the fighting rolls.
Oh, fair enough. Oh yeah, so I got a 6 on my old fighting roll there, manners.
All right.
Cool. Can I? I've got 2-fisted, so that means I get 2 attacks.
It's technically not an attack in this case. It's just you're hacking away as fast as you can, just trying to separate the head of the worm. It's not really specific attacks.
I'm going to use lamb slice and just be like
yeah.
And that's a 6 over here, mate. Big fat thump. Oh, that's 5.
All right, so you both suffer 2d6 damage. That is 3 damage for Hammy, which he doesn't care about, and 8 damage for Niklam, which would make you. What's your toughness? Also 5. I think.
Toughness is 6.
6. All right, so that makes you shaken, which doesn't matter that much. But you've earned your first 2 worm tokens. So next round, and you're still hacking away, and Niklam make your roll with a -2 penalty this round because of you're really squeezed in a tight spot here. The throat contracts around you. You can't bring your weapon to bear as good as you would like.
Okay.
So I make one as well?
Yeah.
Okay. A critical fail again.
Would you like to Benny that?
I like it, man. I think
Don't
it's
look
more
at
fun.
me. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. So you're sticking with the critical fail.
Yeah. So I was going to hack with the small chopper.
All right. So you are trying to hack away, and at that moment, the goblin flunky you sacrificed comes back down the throat. He's still very much dead, but it seems his impact managed to break loose the tooth he got impaled on. And as it's getting shoved down the throat, it's heading right for you. And you don't really have the space to avoid it. So you are going to take a lot of damage. I need another die.
I think what we really do here, actually, one of my minions is going to take damage.
Pancake.
Yeah, that would be 13. It would be 13 damage to you.
Yeah, can I just stick an old minion in the way?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to put him in the way, like a bullfighter holding out a. Yeah, and then just as the tooth goes past with the goblin on it, I'm just going to hold another one out, and then just hopefully 2 of them are now impaled on it, and I'm just going to be like, "That's lunch."
Yeah, you just push. You just grab one of your minions and hold him up like a shield, and the broken tooth actually impales this goblin as well. But you manage to stop the tooth right this far away from your face, and then the throat opens up a bit more, and you can just push him down the side and further into the stomach he goes.
No.
All right, Nick,
man.
what did you have?
I got 8, mate.
An 8, so you had a raise. Nice. So that means you take only 1d6 damage this turn, which is a 1, so you don't take any damage at all. And you earn 2
Not today,
more,
sweetie.
2 more worm tokens. Alright, next round, new fighting rolls. With no penalty this time. Nick.
Smashing. Yay! I got an 8.
Look at that. Lovely.
Jubbly.
I got 7.
Oh well, I got an 8.
So
Nice.
there.
So, which one's the higher number?
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
So
so
it looks like I win at RPGs.
Master.
the tooth that went down the throat actually carved a bit of a cut down the throat as it went down, and Hammy just goes into that cut and just keeps on stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and cutting that throat, that cut open even more. Still manages to take 7 points of damage, so you are shaken, but you earn 2 more worm tokens by your actions, and
Attaboy, Hammy. Get in there. Literally, get in there.
Nick takes
I'm trying.
4 points of damage, which you don't care about, by the throat muscles clenching down on you, and your cutting and stabbing earns you 1 more worm token. All right, next round, Hammy, you'll make your fighting roll -2 this turn.
Go on, Hammy.
Okay, let's try this. -2, you say?
Yep.
Like I give a fuck. Because I just got a 6. That's not. I don't know why I was being so braggy about that. That wasn't that high, so I got a 4.
I've got
Success.
crit foul over here. I'm going to Benny that because I've got fat stacks.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
can you
got
Benny?
fast stacks.
Yeah. Are we?
Yeah, you can Benny that.
It's not magic.
Whoa. That's a 5. That's a low 5.
All right, so you both take 4
4
2d6 of damage. So Hammy takes 4 points of damage, which he doesn't care about. Oh. And Nicklam takes 12 points of damage, which would be a wound.
Hey.
So, would you like to try to soak that wound, or would you spend the Benny and sacrifice one of your minions to take the hit for you.
I'm a good gang boss. I'm gonna take it.
All right, so you spend a penny. Give me a vigor roll.
Yep.
Ah, shit. That's a 2.
Yeah. So
What does that mean?
that means you take. You could, if you want to spend another penny and try to soak again, you can do that. Otherwise, you just take a wound.
I'll take a wound.
Alright, so the worm must have also swallowed some rocks, and as it's forcing down these sharp rocks down its throat, Niklam just was too focused on hitting and cutting, and one of your gang members actually squeezes out of there. He's like, "Watch out, boss!" And you're like, "What?" As a big sharp rock hits you right in the face. It's actually It's actually not that different from hitting yourself with your hammer, but the sharp edges kind of give it. It's a new kind of pain.
Ow! It's not so much fun when it's unexpected.
All right, and one more
Oh,
round.
shut up! Listen, I've taken a rock to the face many a time. It's easy.
One more round of cutting the worm.
Another fighting roll.
Yeah.
This worm's going down. Going down to Wormtown. Right.
Okay, here we go. We are talking. Yes. Get in. 16.
Nice.
I got a 9 -1 for the wound, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
that's an 8 then, mate. Yeah.
All right.
15 for me
So, wow, that's still 9 points of damage for Hemi, which with a toughness of 5 would be a wound. And 4 points of damage for Niklam, which he doesn't care about. So would you like to try and soak that, or would you sacrifice a gang member again?
Oh, how many you got left?
I've got 2 left.
Yeah, Niklam has 2 left. Hemi has 2 left.
I've got 2 left. I'll just try and soak it, mate.
Okay, so give me a
Nice.
vigor roll minus what?
I'll just take the wound. Fuck it.
Okay, you take the wound.
Yeah, I'll keep my Benny because I want to save it for something
Cool.
else. I'll just take it.
So you just kept on. Yeah, you get crushed a bit more by the throat contracting even more than before, and the whole body of the worm seems to shake and shudder. But you can actually start to see daylight again through the cuts you and your gang members have been making, and as you cut free, it's a little strange because you cut free and you break out of the flesh and the armor plates, and what you see is the sea, the ocean, endless, majestic before you, and what you also see is a big writhing tentacle wrapped around the body of the worm, and as you all climb out of the wounds you have inflicted, you can see the worm in its pain must have headed right for the open sea, and gotten in the way of the King of the Deep, which is a giant legendary sea monster. It's a legend among all of the goblins, and he must have thought, oh, that is pretty nice. That dinner gets served right up to my front door. So one of the tentacles of the King of the Deep grabbed the worm and is dragging it away onto the open sea with it. But since you chopped off the head is actually swimming like a giant bloody meaty raft. So you can see the King of the Deep already diving away into the open sea, and you can still see the shore.
I'm gonna stand on the top of the head going, yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I'm just like, woo! We number 1. We did it.
Ed.
So you both earn a Benny for actually surviving getting swallowed by a giant rockworm.
Yes.
I've just had a very strange vision, Hammerface.
Go on.
I don't know what it is, but something tells me that in many years' time, people are going to be looking at this and that there's going to be somebody called DeviantArt, and they're going to be getting their rocks off at us being swallowed by a worm. I don't know why. Well, anyway.
What are you saying? Someone would enjoy being eaten by a massive blinking worm?
Yes. So I'm getting some sort of vision called Vor. I don't know why.
Weird.
Weird.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
It's pretty exciting.
That is one more Benny for Hammy for his player bringing up obscure and disgusting fetishes.
Brilliant.
Anyway,
If you don't know what the war fetish is, don't Google it.
Don't Google
just die happy without knowing. I know, and I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
there'll be a link in the description.
Just
No, it won't.
Two good boys.
Not in my description.
There'll be a link somewhere.
Yeah, you pass the Harrison
Anyway.
for it. Leave me out of it.
Good old Vor.
Send me an email. So how do we get to?
So
how do we get to the shore? Then?
You're drifting
Should we-
off the coast. It's not far off the coast. It's probably
Minion
just
power.
like 50, 60 meters off the coast.
I'm gonna look
I
at my
was
minions and go, get peddling then.
Yeah. So I was thinking if we
Yes,
just sort of
boss.
dangle them by their arms and then get their legs going.
Yeah.
With you on one side, me on the other.
Yeah.
Minion power.
I like it.
Exactly. And they're just
I'm just gonna really try not to eat the foot off.
Yeah.
you just
Are we holding them by their feet?
Yeah. No, we'll hold them by their arms and get
And
their
then
legs
just
going.
kick. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna really try not to bite their fingers off.
Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, we should use that as a threat. Yeah.
I'm paddling, boss. I'm paddling as fast as I can.
I love these guys.
And they're
The best.
paddling so hard. You can see the sweat running down their faces, washing away the blood and bile and gore from being nearly digested in a worm's throat as they actually manage to paddle the worm closer to the shore. And you land on the shoreline. And you can survey the worm's head, and yeah, it seems to be absolute. It seems to be intact.
Lovely.
Okay, cool. Minions, time to begin dragging the head.
Yeah, they look at the worm's head, which is probably about 6 times as high as they are. They're like, yeah, boss.
I'm gonna get
And,
involved.
yeah, and yeah, after a while of a bit of trial and error, you just find out, yeah, it's kind of round, so you can probably just roll it up the shore and through the woods.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're starting to keep rolling, and then from a bit further inland, you can hear another goblin voice saying, well, what do we have here?
Oh no, I ain't saying it's a gold digger,
And,
but I ain't messing with no bone digger.
and you look across
Wait, is
the
it a
shoreline, and yeah, you seem to have managed to actually land in Bone Digger territory, because there's a band of Bone Digger goblins
Oh god damn it.
Damn it.
approaching your position. So...
Could I try to... What were taunt rolls used for? It's not the same as intimidation, is it?
It's
taunt is taunt is its... Isn't taunt its own skill?
Yeah, it is,
Yes,
but I don't know
yeah.
what to use it for. My character's got it, but I've never really done anything with it. I think
It's done
more
for
as-
for tests of will in combat.
Just a will, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we are going to start with. Oh, I'm going to rearrange that for you so you can actually see. Cool.
Thanks, Manus.
So we are going to have a quick round of initiative, which I need to shuffle the cards a bit because I forgot that. So your minions act on your action card. So Niklam, 10 of clubs, Hammy, king of clubs, and
yeah.
the
I know
opposition
this.
is going to act on the 4 of spades. So you are both going first. Hammy, it's your turn.
Nice.
Okie dokie. Then I am going to. I assume that the boss of the Bone Diggers is the red one, right?
Right.
So, I'm going to move up to him, bold as brass, and I am going to just swagger up to him, spear over my shoulder like this, and I'm going to tell him a story of a great victory that I once had. And I'm just, as I walk over, I'm going to try to put him off the fight altogether.
All right.
And I'm just going to go, did I ever tell you I was part of a... Have you ever seen that play? That play, the human play, called Fight Club? Yeah, because I was part of something like that when I was a kid, right? And I used to go to goblin school with all my goblin friends. One of my friends started a thing up at his house called Fight House. There was only 3 of us that ever attended because nobody else wanted to really come with us. I don't know why, okay? But up in the trees, we always used to go to Fight House. And while we were there at Fight House, my friend Steve, he tried to hit me once, and I hit him in the face. And we were both crying, and it was pretty pathetic. But nonetheless, I won. And that's the story. So if you want to mess with somebody that punched Steve in the face once, then you go ahead, sir.
All right, make your taunt roll.
Come on.
I think I could do this. I get +2, so here we go.
Nice.
That's an 8 total.
3.
Total. Okay, is that all right with you? Or would you like to Benny that and try to go higher? Because I'm making
I actually will.
Then I'm going to make a smarts roll and.
I think I can explode this bitch. No. Well, I've got a 9, so I'm going to stick with that.
All right. So he's making a smarts roll to oppose that. Oh, the goblin dice really don't like you. Well, that's an 8. So that is still a success, which means you get +2 on your next action against the gang boss, and he's a bit taken aback by this whole story as he's trying to mentally process. He has a look on his face like he's not quite sure if he's supposed to be intimidated or laughing at you, and he can't quite seem to make up his mind. Seems to distract him a bit.
Well, that'll do.
So you can still move if you want to, and your gang members can also move and attack.
Yes, they're all going to pile on him. And I think I'll just stay where I am, actually. I was going to move up, but I think I'll stay where I am.
Your gang members could try to reach him if they run.
Would they still be able to attack him?
Yeah, it's just a multi-action.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Alright, so roll a d6.
Okie dokie. Got 3.
That is just enough for him to reach him, and then... It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Nice. So they both manage to reach him. You should have. Do you have stats for your goblin flunkies?
Well, I don't think so.
Nope. Hang on. I'm gonna look those up. Richard is actually in chat, so you could probably just tell them off the top of his head. And
Yeah, it's true. Hello, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
Thanks.
I might actually need him to do that because those are the wrong archetypes I have here. Except if they are in the player's guide, that would be. No, they are not in the player's guide. Richard, help! What's the fighting die for your? I'm not sure if he's still there.
It could be that it's lagging behind. Should we say?
Yeah.
D6.
D6?
Yeah, it's probably a D6. So roll 2d6 and they get +1 because they have gang up. So it's a -1 each, except if you want them to wild attack.
No. So that is a 4, and I do it twice, yeah?
Yeah.
And 4.
A 4 and a 4. So yeah, the Bone Digger Goblin Chief gang boss, it just parries both of those measly blows of your gang members. All right. Would you like to move closer to him?
Yes.
So you can move 6.
I'm moving.
You could move up to here.
Yeah, because I was trying to brag. I was trying to give it all the large. So, yeah, I think I would.
Cool.
So,
All right, Niklam, your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna shout to my minions, "Grubs up, boys!" and get them to charge in for a distraction. And then I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my where is it now? My chakram. I'm gonna sling my chakram at one of the not the chief. I'm gonna take the guy on the left hand side, my left.
So this guy.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, what's the range on that?
Range 3, 6, 12. It says.
All right, so that's medium range. So that's -2 for range and -1 for the wound you already have. So that would be -3 to hit.
Oh boy. And that's a what's that? Throw.
Throwing, yes.
I'll just do that. That's fine. Go for it. Okay. Oh, here we go. 7. 7 minus. Was it 3?
-3. Yeah. So that is exactly a hit. Roll damage.
Oh, and where is it? Oh, plastic. Sweet. Six damage.
6 damage on that guy. So yeah, it hits him square in the chest, and he staggers back a step, and you can see it just really knocked the wind out of him. He's like, and he's trying not to throw up from the hit, and he is shaken from the hit.
yes.
Right, would you like to move closer? Oh, you could have technically moved closer and avoided the penalty, but that wouldn't have changed the hit.
I'm gonna get in there now.
Yeah.
Get right in there.
Get right in there, mate.
You can get up to here, so you could technically get into close combat range if you want.
Let's do it.
Alright, so, and then your gang members are still up.
Yeah, I just told them to charge, so just get them to push forward.
So he can reach here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can reach here and can also attack this guy, so and then he gets 1, 4, 5. 6 can go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. This guy actually has to run to do something, so he has to make a multi-action attack. Alright, so those two guys can attack him, so roll me 2d6. Just bless you, make the 2 fighting attacks at once.
5.
Both?
Oh, sorry, it's twice. 2d6 twice, do you mean?
Yep.
Sorry, yeah, that's a 5 and a 3.
Okay, so yeah, one hits.
Cool.
Get in there.
Yeah, we just do standard 2d6 damage.
Okay. $21.
Whoa! So yeah, one of your gang members. Like both those two, they really just charge in headlong, and one of them actually trips on a root, and he's like, "Ah!" But the other one is going. He's just going mental, and he actually jumps into the air and comes crashing down and drives his spear through the neck and through the body of this enemy goblin flunky, and just keeps on hacking and hacking and hacking, and there's blood spraying everywhere as this guy's absolutely dead.
I shout out, "It's me special boy."
Alright then.
Looks like we got some food for tonight.
3.
Right, then one more d6 for this guy.
Yep. 3.
Okay, he misses, and a d6 minus 2 for the other guy.
Okay. That's a 2, mate.
Yeah. Those two both stab their spears at an enemy goblin, but they both miss.
It's alright.
Alright, so now it's the other boys' turn. Which means they are going to... So this guy moves up and tries to stab one of your flunkies. And they're fighting d6, and he is going to wild attack. Wow, that is actually a 4. Which is probably going to miss. I'd say I probably have a standard parry of 5, so yeah. That one misses. That is unfortunate. This guy is going to attack this outer flunky. Also wild, which is a 6, which is a hit. Wow, and he's doing 5 damage, which actually is enough to shake your guy. Doesn't help much.
Yes.
Also, yeah.
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 So there's they have, right, they have blowpipes. Ha! So this guy walks over here and he's shooting his blowpipe at this goblin with a 6d6, and he misses. And I'm going to spend one of my GM bennies for him to reroll that because I have them and I never use them anyway. So that is a hit, and he's doing 2d6 damage. Which is a 7, which is also enough to shake this guy. And this flunky is going to take a swing at Nikk, also with a wild attack, because you are on their land and they are really pissed at you.
Oh dear! And one of my minions just made mincemeat of one of them.
That is a 5. Does a 5 hit you?
No, I'm 6. 5 plus 1.
Ah, crap.
Got to do better than that, manners.
Yeah,
come on.
Because this guy is shaken, he can move over here and not invoke a free attack. And he's also going to attack Niklam. So that means he gets +1 gang up, and because of some edges he has, this +1 is actually a +2. And he is just going to do a regular attack on you with his big barbed axe that he's swinging.
Whoa.
That is a 6. That is a 10. So your parry was 6, right?
Parry's a 7, mate.
A 7. Damn it! Alright, so then that is only a regular hit. Which is 2d8 damage.
It's the parry horn.
Wow, that is 3 points of damage to you as his axe just carves a nice big curve into your armor, but yeah, it doesn't really phase you. Oh, it's actually 4 points of damage, but that doesn't matter. Damn it! Yeah. Alright, so that would be my turn. And we're coming back. 7 of spades for Niklam and a joker for Hammy. And a 5 for the Bone Digger tribe goblins. So I didn't mention it at the beginning, but it's a setting rule I just basically use in all my games, and that setting rule is called Joker's Wild. So whenever our player draws a joker, all players gain a benny.
Manners rule, love it.
All right, so
Manuel's wild.
Yeah.
Whenever you draw a Manuel,
that has to be wild.
He goes mental.
Yeah. So what's Hammy going to do?
Well, I'll tell you what he's going to do, mate. He's going to go fucking interstellar, right? I'm going to move into the red one. I'm going to move right up to him. It's got a reach of 1, actually, so I'm going to stand 1 space back.
All right.
And I'm going to stab the living shite out of him.
Okay, so you have -2 because of your wounds, but you get +2 for the Joker, and you have +2 because you taunted him. So you are at a net +2 if you want to stab him. Would you like to wild attack as well?
No, I'm all right because I got a bloody 17. As I
all right.
Oh, so I got 19 total.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So that is a hit with a raise.
So damage-wise, we are talking strength plus 1d6 plus an additional d6 plus 1. So
exactly.
Hang on, my strength is... Where is that? Okay, yeah. So d6 again. 7. Yes. So I got 14 points of damage, and as I hit, I'm going to go, and this is what I did to Steve!
And and that guy is still standing there, and he's going like, "Who the hell cares about the story about Steve? Ow, 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 ow!" As you start poking him, and he is trying to soak that as a vigor of 8.
Looks like the worm has turned. Yeah.
And that is not going to do shit. So he's going to actually spend his second penny and not die in the first round. A 6. Wow. So he only suffers 1 wound and is shaken from your attack as your spear hits home, and you find a piece of where his bone armor has a bit cracked a bit, and you just stab it through. He's like, ow, 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 and yanks it out, and he just glares at you. All right. So what would your minions like to do?
I'm going to ask, well, I am a compulsive cannibal, so I'm going to ask them to go and pick up the one that Niklam just killed and bring it back to me for a snack. I mean, I'm going to ask them both to do it because, you know, if both of them carry it, it will be easier.
Yeah.
If it takes a couple of turns.
Yeah, so... oh, shit, that's cute. That is... 1...
I love an after-battle snack.
Yeah, so one
I
of
prefer
them
during.
walks over here, and he actually invokes a free attack that way. Because you just...
Gotta do what you gotta do, though.
Yeah.
You need a mid-battle snack.
They're way too terrified of you to disobey such an order. But the guy also misses, so that's not that much of a problem. And one of your other guys needs to make a spirit roll to possibly unshake before doing anything. So would roll a d6.
Absolutely, mate. 5.
5. Nice. So he's unshaken and he can do something. Do you order him also to get you a snack, or just do an attack?
Yeah, they're both going, mate. They're both going to pick up the same body and bring it over. I want this to be done as efficiently as possible.
Right. So he also invokes a free attack.
That's how I give the order. I'm like, both of you, get over there. Bring me that fucking snack immediately. This is stabbing folk is hard work.
And the guy actually scores a raise on your goblin that's just withdrawing from a melee combat. And that is 9, 10, that is 14 points of damage. Which
as they're getting attacked, I'm going to go, you idiots! Why would you walk across a battlefield like that? What kind of stupid thing to do was that? Yeah,
that flunky just turns around and tries to run to where you are pointing, completely ignoring his opponent, and that guy's just like, oh, what the fuck? And just takes one step forward and swings his shovel and just plants it into the head of your goblin minion.
Absolutely moronic thing to do. And I look at Niklam and I'm like, see, you just can't get good minions nowadays. You just can't. You tell them to go and get you a snack and they end up getting bloody killed. Stupid.
Well, let's eat a snack now.
Yep, I'll have to eat them. You gotta eat the stuff.
Precisely.
All right, Niklam, what are you going to do? What are you and your guys going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to. I'm just gonna attack the guy that's directly in front of me. I'm gonna go berserk. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that an ability you actually have, or are you just?
It's an edge, so can't remember what it is though. Shit. Doesn't say, so I need to quickly find out.
Get your Savage Worlds call real quick, Nick.
Edge? Yeah, I know. Should have brought it up with me.
So you have the berserk edge.
Yeah.
All right, so you are. I don't think you can. You can go berserk willingly.
Oh, okay.
No, you may go berserk after suffering a wound.
Which
And then you
after
can,
me.
if you suffer a wound, you must make a smarts roll or go berserk. And I'd rule you can, if you want to go berserk, you could just skip the smarts roll and go berserk, but you need to suffer damage for that.
Ooh. Let's do it.
Try and provoke some damage.
So,
Yeah.
you,
But that was ages ago.
but you can always
You
just
need to-
wild attack him.
Oh yeah,
He
so I've got two-fisted edge as well. What does that do?
Two-fisted means you can attack with a weapon in each hand, and you don't suffer the multi-action penalty, but you suffer the -2 for attacking with your offhand.
I'm going for it. I'm going hammer and sword.
All right. So you make one attack with -1 for your wound, and one attack with -3, unless you want to wild attack.
Yeah, I'm going to wild attack as well.
All right. So you make it one attack with +1 and one attack with -1.
Cool. Right. First one is 4. Shit. I'm going to
Nope.
penny that
All right.
Penny that right now.
Yeah.
That's-
Consider it bennied.
That's more like. That's an 8.
All right, and 8 hits, normal
Yeah.
damage.
And that's with my sword, so is shit. Me to do it. 7.
Which is enough to shake him again, which would be another wound. So I'm going to spend my last penny and try to soak that with a -1, and that is shit all. So that is another wound. So he now has
Good.
2 wounds and is shaken. Okay, make your second attack. As you just
Okay.
plant your axe straight into his chest, like staggers back
Nice. Right, let's go again.
with a -1 this time.
3.
3 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
What? You're telling me he has a parry over 3?
What?
Yep.
What kind of tough guy is he?
Yeah.
So
Kind
then,
of wizard ninja.
and then
Minion time?
you still have your minions. Yep.
Yeah, I like them to rain down.
On who? Also on the.
Same fall that was in front of me.
All right.
You're going for the green
he can
apocalypse.
Just go over
Yeah.
here, and he can go over here. So make 2 attack rolls with a d6, and they each get a bonus of +2 because of gang up.
Okay, first one's a 3.
Gangbang.
Nope.
12. Second time.
That is a hit with a raise. 3d6 damage.
Yes. $14.
Yes.
Woo!
Sweet.
60 damage.
14 damage. That would be 2 wounds. So your last gang, so your gang member, just looks at you, go, get him, and he's like, okay, boss, and he just runs around through your legs, and he just crawls on the floor, trying to get into a good position, and he just rolls on his back, and he stabs upwards, and just catches into completely unarmored part of the guy, just right in the groin, and he's like, what? Oh shit! And he just collapses on the floor.
Right in the bread bin. Ease me up, boy.
I'm going to look at Niklam and I'm going to say, "You stole my kill. You do understand what you've done here?
Pipe down.
You are no. You stole a man's kill.
All right, you can eat the ball.
No, it's not about the ball. You stole my kill. I get the skull, and when we get back, I get to say it was mine.
We'll talk about this later.
No!
Is there not more pressing matters at hand?
No!
So,
I had a really good line prepared for when he fell down.
Do it on this guy. I point at the guy that's near him.
No, it doesn't work if you do it on the other guy. Oh, you've ruined everything.
Did I just kill the chief?
yeah. So with their boss fallen, the other guys seem to lose much of their fighting spirit, and you quickly overwhelm them, and just hack them to pieces without any further loss of goblin life on your part.
I'm going to turn around to Hammy and be like, look, Hammy, I'm sorry. I didn't realise he was the boss. The goblin, you know, my mates, they went wild. Next thing you know, stabby town, and he's on the floor. Look,
look, I'm going to do the line. Okay?
Anyway, I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to pick the corpse up and, like, grab his jaw and be like, fuck you, Hammy.
And then I pretend to kill him, like, half-heartedly. I go, and then I go, if a digger's got an attitude, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's... No, it's not the same. Forget it.
The body like he's cheering.
Forget it. No, forget it. It's not the same. You know, it doesn't feel right.
I'm going to look at my minion to be like, laugh.
And all your gang members are like,
no, I don't. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. You can have his skull. I promise.
No, I'm eating the nuts, as you said. I'm gonna go to town on the nuts.
And at that moment, the one flunky you sent to get the corpse of the first guy who was killed just comes running up to you, and he has the corpse over his shoulder and drags him. Boss, I got it. Like you said, here, fresh corpse, just for you.
Yes, I'll take that one too. This will hopefully go some of the way to cheering me up.
Oh, sugar. What have I done?
You never steal a goblin's kill. Never.
Since when did you become so honourable?
It's not about honour. It was about being between me and him, about having a line prepared.
Next person, hit him hard with that line. It's all yours.
Yes, but what if the next person we kill isn't a bone digger? The line doesn't work if it's not a bone digger.
This guy's
Do you understand?
I look around for any survivors.
No, you just massacred the rest of the bone diggers.
I go up. I see. Right.
Okay,
Anyway, I'm gonna start walking up.
I sulk off, and I'm going to sort of drag the big worm skull behind me.
Yeah, it's
a
bit to drag, but you can have your flunkies roll it beside you, or after you can just pretend to give it a shove to keep it rolling while all your flunkies are behind it going like.
I've only got one flunky, but I'm going to slap him and tell him to keep it down.
Yes, boss. So, and with that, you just make your way back to Chief Big Nose's camp, and it's actually a 4-day trip to roll the big head of the worm over there.
A bag full of skulls.
And when Chief Big Nose sees you're actually the last to arrive back. When you come back, everyone else has already gotten their skulls and their new recruits in, and they're all snickering and pointing fingers and laughing because you are last. And then your flunkies roll up the big head of the worm, who's starting to decompose in the bright summer sun, and he's smelling rather awful. They're like, what the hell is that? And you present it to Chief... And you present
somebody order head?
Yeah, and you present it to Chief Big Nose, and he's like, that is a big head. Show me its skull! And his minions just go to town on this thing, and they start hacking the flesh apart and all the rotting parts and throwing it away, and a big chunk of it lands near Mason Crispyface, who just lifts it up and is like, that's still good. fries it to a coal-like chunk, takes a big bite out of it. That's good! That's good! Hands it to one of his flankers. You try that! That's really good! And he's like, okay, boss!
Good, Ed.
Tasty! While ash is dribbling out of his mouth. And so they hack away all the flesh and they have to work from the inside out because the outside is pretty much just rock hard armor of this worm, and they keep hacking and hacking and hacking and hacking and hacking. And after a while, you realize that thing doesn't really have a skull.
It was an exoskeleton.
It's more like an exoskeleton, and it's kept in form mostly by gristle.
Ah.
That's what kept it in shape even while you rolled it. And Chief Big Nose is looking at you with this look like, and he's not even saying anything, and all the other goblins are just snickering and laughing, and some are openly rolling on the grass and laughing. And you can hear.
Well, listen up, everybody. Let me tell you a story about a guy I once mauled called Steve.
Don't dig a skull, anyone.
Yeah, we got this one. We show the bone digger one.
Yeah,
And we get the hair
And the rabbit one.
Yeah.
Stop laughing.
Yeah, and so you produce some skulls, and Chief Big Nose looks at him like, oh, well, at least you didn't come back completely empty-handed. I guess that'll do. And just grabs all the skulls and staggers and walks back into his tent. But you can still hear all the other goblins snickering, and you can hear the crowd mumbling about yet another adventure that went typical for the TableTopTwats.
Oh.
And with this, the curtain closes. That would be Worm Food by Richard Woolcock. Thank you, Richard. And thanks to Nikk and Harrison from the TableTopTwats.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you to Richard for writing that.
Thank you very much, Richard. It's an absolute honour to be made into a character, I must say. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, amazing.
By the way, you mentioned at the beginning that the characters weren't going to be released. The only thing is Richard said that because our artwork was used on them, that we had distribution rights, so we are going to release them, basically.
Absolutely,
Nice.
yeah.
So you heard it,
We'll give
folks.
them out.
All right,
course,
the characters, the used archetypes are going to be released. They're going to be released by the TableTopTwats. Guys, where can people find you?
Well, you can go over to the TableTopTwats on SoundCloud or on iTunes. Just search for it on either of those things, and you will have some good fun. We are a tabletop RPG podcast all about tabletop RPGs. And we've just done an episode all about Bubblegum Crisis versus Bubblegum Shoe. Mm-hmm. Two very dissimilar games. One an anime mech game, and the other a teen... Was it a teen investigation game, wasn't it?
Detective investigation thing, yeah. Very tentative link, but it worked. Check it out.
We had to battle them. But yeah, so it was a very good episode. Very fun to make. So, yeah, you can find us there. And we'll release those two archetypes somehow. We don't know how yet.
We'll put them on Google Plus.
And do a link in one of our episodes or something.
A link, and yeah, we'll talk about this. Well, this will be part of What You've Been Slaying.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sweet.
Thank you, Manuel.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you very much. Really, really enjoyed that. That was so cool.
So much fun.
You know, the annoying thing is when we got to the beach, I was actually going to say, should we scoop out the innards from the head and just get the skull? I was actually going to say that, and I thought, I don't want to waste any time, so let's leave it.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
I love it, though. It was a good ending, though.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Alright guys, thank you all for watching, whether you're watching this live right now or you're going to watch it once it's uploaded on YouTube. Please check out the Nerds International community. You can find us on Google+, search for Nerds International, that is with the hyphen. And where you can find the Tabletop Twats, you already know. You can find more about me and my streaming schedule insofar it exists, or also on Google Plus, search for Veiled Fury Entertainment. So with this, I say thank you very much. Have a very nice evening, day, morning, whatever applies to you. And I will see you on the next video. And until then, stay savage. Bye bye.
Yay.
Woohoo!